Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So I am in Valentine's Day prep mode. And if you have seen any of my previous videos, I've mentioned just a couple times that I've been growing hydroponic tulips. Now this is something I'm not going to go into detail and share how I grow all these. I took the tulip workshop, and so that is all of their information to share. But if you are at all interested in growing hydroponic tulips for winter profit, check out the tulip workshop. It is absolutely amazing. But I still thought, even though I'm not going to share all my growing details, that you guys might like to see all my Valentine's Day prep. So basically, these have all been harvested, and in my fridge, I've been storing them upright in buckets. And basically today, what I'm doing, today is Monday, Valentine's Day is Wednesday. I'm going to go through all of my tulips and I'm going to cut the bulb off. I'm going to put them back in the buckets and then start hydrating them, because I'm going to start putting things together tomorrow and they need to be fully hydrated before I start working with them. So basically that's all I'm going to do. Is I'm going to go through and I'm going to cut all of the bulbs off and then probably throw them all into the compost. If you grow tulips, you know that florists and flower farmers grow tulips as annuals, because since I am cutting all of the flower and all of the green off, that is the part that feeds the nutrients to the bulb for the following year. So these will not flower again. So I'm not wasting them. That's just how it is. I know some people think, oh my gosh, you're throwing it away. How can you do that? They're not going to flower again. So that's just what we have to do. But anyway, pretty simple process. I just better get started because I have about 500 of these to do. So anyway, I'm going to get going, and then this video will probably pick up tomorrow when I'm starting to assemble everything, and then I'm going to show you the two options that I'm offering for Valentine's Day. Okay, you guys, so all of my tulips that are here at the studio are cut and in water. These are going to go back in the fridge to rehydrate. They still need to be kept cool so they don't start opening up. And some of them are a little bit curved, and so I'm hoping overnight or in the next couple days while I get these ready for Valentine's Day that they'll straighten up a little bit as well. A lot of them were really strong stemmed. They weren't super limp like tulips can get. Some were. Those should be just fine. I tried to put those towards the middle in the buckets and then the stronger stems to the outside. But honestly, they all were pretty good. I do have a few more buckets at home in a different fridge that I need to go home and do this too. I have some white ones. In fact, if you turn this bucket, you can see just a few in here. They're like a white with a blush pink tip. I have a ton of those at home, and so those are going to be mixing in with these purples and deep reds as well. So far, I'm happy with my color choices. I wish I had just a little bit more variety because I didn't think the purple and the red were going to be this close in color. But that's okay. It's my first year doing this. They will be beautiful because they're fresh flowers in February. So anyway, I'm going to get these in the fridge, and this video will pick back up tomorrow when I'm making my wrapped bouquets and arrangements. Okay, you guys, it's the next morning. It is February 13th, and I am in full Valentine's bouquet making mode. I have 4 buckets of tulips out here right now. I still have one more in the fridge, and what I'm working with is this beautiful double red tulip. It's kind of a reddish purple, actually. This is called Allison Bradley. And then I might have to look up the name of this one. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. But it's a white with kind of pink tips. It's super pretty. And then one of my all-time favorites, Cummins. It's a purple fringe tulip that has the white fringe on the end. I grow this outside as well, and it is always a really good seller. So all of these are going to be mixed together. For my arrangements, these are the vases that I'm using. These are the same ones that I used for Mother's Day last year. I am doing a different one for Mother's Day this year. I already have them picked out, so I will share those with you guys when they come in. But this is what I'm using this year. And so I have so many of these already sold, and then I have a whole bunch of wrapped bouquets sold. My microphone. There we go. I felt like it was moving, and I want you guys to be able to hear me okay. Anyway, The wrapped bouquets, since they go together faster, I'm just gonna go ahead and put like 5 of those together because I have a bunch of people picking up today and I have a bunch of people picking up tomorrow. And I just said stop between 9 and 5, so I don't really know when people are coming. So just in case I have someone that stops earlier this morning, it's only like 8:15. I wanna make sure I have some ready. So I need to grab my rubber bands yet, but I'm gonna be using these photo sleeves, oh my gosh. I'm going to be using these paper flower sleeves. I have photography studio also on my mind this morning. I have trimmed the bottom a little bit just because I needed them to be a little shorter. So I trimmed maybe 1.5 inches off the end. But this is just going to be a time saver versus cutting my paper for these because I can just slip the tulips right in. I got these from Johnny's. So I have these ready. I need to grab my clippers and I need to grab some rubber bands and I need to grab my stickers. All right, got most of my supplies to put a bouquet together to show you guys. I can't find my stickers. I found one. I hope I have more than one. But I grabbed it just to show you guys. So I have 2-inch round stickers. That's what I put on my flower sleeves. And I like to stick it on before I put the flowers in there because it's just a lot easier that way. So I put it up in the corner. And then, let me move these out of the way. I'm going to show you guys a bouquet, then I'm going to put a bunch together, and then I'll show you the arrangement. The white tulips I'm saving for the arrangements because I only have 1 bucket of those. So I'm going to do about half and half for the wrapped bouquets of the purple and the red. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And this is going to go super fast. Yesterday, as you saw, I did all the prep work. I cut the bulbs off. These were a little bit bent, so I wrapped them tight in paper to try to straighten the stems overnight in the fridge. Hopefully that worked. And the reason these were bent is because these were laying down on a shelf in my fridge. And tulips, they not only continue growing in the vase after you sell them, but if you're storing them, regardless of the way you're storing them in the fridge, and if you have them laying down, they will bend upward because that's the way they're supposed to be growing. There's a term for that I can't remember right now. So these were a little bent because they were laying down. I just didn't have enough cooler space to stand everything up. Oh, much better. Look how nice. Well, pretty straight. Good enough. They also will probably continue straightening in the vase. Oh, there's just a little curve. That'll be okay. 7. Okay, so I'm doing 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to just mix the purples in. I am so thankful for these hydroponic tulips this year. I already know kind of how many I'm going to be ordering for next year because I would love to, once I have the storefront open, be able to sell a lot of these for Valentine's Day, maybe some for Christmas, definitely for Easter. I mean, the possibilities are endless. All right, look how beautiful that is. So then I'm just going to trim to the shortest stem, and then I'll put 1 rubber band around the bottom of the flowers. Oh, and I dripped water all over my paper. That'll dry. I'm going to slide the tulips down into the sleeve a little bit to protect them, but they're also going to continue growing. So if I happen to have this particular bouquet overnight for tomorrow, I would notice that these are taller out of the paper tomorrow. It's wild. I will show you guys in this video too. I made a tulip care card to send home with every customer that explains that and just gave them some tips, because I want them to know, especially with these arrangements, the tulips are going to grow in the arrangement vase, so they can cut them to kind of keep the shape. I do start off with them, which you'll see a little shorter because of that, but I also want them to know that that's what's going to happen. Okay, So here is a nice full bouquet. These also will continue to open. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Okay, I am going to continue looking for my stickers, bust a bunch of these out, and then we'll do the arrangement. Okay guys, so I have been cranking out the bouquets. I'm on my very last arrangement that I need to make, and I have the whole process figured out, so I wanted to show you guys. Basically, I'm doing 18 tulips in here. I have 3 colors, so I'm doing 6 of each. And these white ones, I am just loving. I'm picking the shorter ones for the arrangements because obviously they don't need to be quite as tall. And I want to have taller ones if possible for the wrapped bouquets. So it's pretty simple what I do. I kind of just figure out the height of the stem that I want. And with these white ones that I put in first, I'm kind of making a frog so that I have, you know, some way to support the other flowers. And by the end, they just end up holding themselves together. All these white ones are really, really straight too, which helps. I also try to use some of the more curved flowers on these because draping it over the side looks good. Now, these will straighten up for the customer, you know, tomorrow. I'll put a picture up on the screen. This is a bouquet that went out the door yesterday. And here is a look at it today. It's in a different vase, but you can tell the flowers have definitely straightened up. They look so awesome in this vase. I only had one of those, and I wish I had more because it worked perfect. All right, so see now, I'm almost to the point where they're going to start standing up on their own. And I'm removing the bottom leaves because I don't want those in the water. There. See how that one is totally standing on its own? So I actually have 7 white in here, which is okay. I have plenty of white, and this is my last bouquet. So now I'm going to add in either the purple or the red. I have a couple purple sitting here. These are starting to open, but that's okay. I'm going to mix open and more closed in here just so it looks a little fuller when they pick it up. And see, that's going to shoot off the side. And this, oh, this one doesn't even have a flower. It looks like I broke that one off. And see how this one's a little curved? That is going to be the perfect one. Oh my gosh. See, to drape this way. Really pretty. All right, I'm only going to use 3 purple in this one because I definitely have more red. And I got to make sure that I have enough purple for my wrapped bouquets. Okay, there's that one. That's a good height. Oh, this one might be a little tall. Now, if these are ones that are left over in the fridge and picked up tomorrow and they have grown a lot, I will probably come through and then just trim them so that they look how I want them to look when the customers pick them up. 6. Some of these red ones, like this one, I'm not going to sell. Look how blown open that one is. I'll probably just keep that for myself. These Allison Bradley ones, I notice some of them will blow open pretty darn quick. I don't want to put those in the bouquets. I mean, I could. They're fine. But I would just save those to last and I would keep those for myself. I would rather put something like this in that I know will last a little bit longer. I also should add that I am not a floral designer. If you are a florist and you're watching me, maybe you're cringing, I don't know. But this is how I do it. I basically just kind of want to, oh, this one's a little damaged, so I'm going to get rid of him too. Or keep it for myself. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, I don't have any floral training. I've watched, you know, a few tutorials. I've read a few books. I kind of just design to my eye and how I think, you know, things are pleasing for shape. This is a round vase, so obviously I'm going to try to make a nice round shape. Now I feel like it's lacking a little height in the middle, so I'm going to use this one and go right in the middle. And that fills that in nicely. Oh, I also feel like there's a little hole right here. So I'm just gonna take one of these shorter white ones and fill it in. There. Some of these white ones are a little smaller, so that, you know, fills that. Okay. Super simple and pretty. So I am keeping these in the fridge. So this is gonna go in the fridge. All my arrangements are done. I'm gonna finish my wrapped bouquets and then I'll just be ready for pickups. Let me put this in the fridge and then I wanna talk about that grow guide or the tulip care guide that I made. All right, so I got these printed at a company called Got Print. I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I just really like their quality. These are just typical 4x6 postcards. They're a matte finish. I don't like glossy finishes, so I like that I can get a matte finish from them. I'll put a picture up on the screen, but this is what the front of the card looks like. This is a picture of some tulips from last year around Mother's Day. And then the back of the card is what has the information for the client. So another tulip picture, and it says, tulips will continue to grow in their vase for days after they are harvested. Don't be afraid to trim the stems to keep them a desired height. Change water every other day for freshness. Keep flowers out of direct warm sunlight to last the longest. And then I have my contact information on there also just to, you know, act as a little bit of a business card, but I'm gonna give one of these to each person that picks them up, and I have enough that they'll last me all the way through Mother's Day. So I just really think that that's a good bit of helpful information, especially on Valentine's Day when maybe it's the guy that's picking up the flowers and you can tell him, have your wife or girlfriend trim them if they grow. He's not going to remember to tell them that. So this is just a really nice thing to send home. And then also whoever's receiving the flowers will know exactly where they came from as well. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video, you guys. I hoped you enjoyed seeing my Valentine's Day prep. It's really fun to have flowers this year because I never have flowers for Valentine's Day, but with these winter-grown flowers, I can have them out of season. So look up the Tulip Workshop. I will link them below in the description. And stay tuned for a lot more. I almost have my garden plan done. I've said that in every single video for the last 2 months, I think, but I mean it this time. You may see a video this weekend with my garden plan. So anyway, stay tuned for a lot more. We'll see you soon.